Hello there. This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing a new reveal, a new behind the scenes for the Disney Plus Ahsoka series. We are going to go ahead and we're going to hop right on into it. In this video we are going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. We also have our merch shop linked in the description down below. Go check it out. We have some new designs as well as some promo codes for you guys to get some money off. Go check it out. So, as their article reads, the Ahsoka cinematographer, or director of photography, Eric Steelberg, had opened up about Dave Filoni, Rebels, and so much more into the regards of what it was actually like to work on the Ahsoka Disney Plus series. Ahsoka cinematographer Eric Steelberg shared new insights into his work with Star Wars executive Dave Filoni, specifically the man behind Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, and so much more that we love today in the Star Wars franchise. Dave Filoni currently serves as Star Wars / Lucasfilm's executive creative director, with his influence being felt in a number of franchises' biggest recent Disney Plus shows, such as The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. Ahsoka, in particular, was a truly special moment for him as a creative, calling it a religious experience to bring so many of his animated characters into live action and into the Mandoverse behind Rosario Dawson's leading hero. So, this hero being said, what has the cinematographer said here into the regards of, working with Dave Filoni and what it was like to work on the Ahsoka show itself? This comes from an exclusive interview with the Direct's Richard Nebbins. Ahsoka cinematographer Eric Steelberg reminisced on his experience working with Star Wars executive creative director Dave Filoni on the show. When asked if Filoni had any specific input for what he wanted to see in Ahsoka, Steelberg noted that Filoni viewed the series as its own thing, rather than a continuation of Star Wars Rebels or other shows, even though that's exactly what a lot of people have described it as, even though Dave Filoni has described it as that. The only shot that truly got copied was at the end of episode 2, with Sabine in the mural, with the team focusing more on themes and tone instead, saying that, in quote, honestly, as far as the things that he told me and the conversations I had with him, no. I mean, we were treating this as its own thing, a new thing, and though the show has its roots in the animated shows, it very much is its own thing, and in terms of live action goes, we're starting over with let's look in visual storytelling. Practical live action shooting doesn't have many things related to the style of the way you do in animation, so beyond the exact shots we copied at the end of episode 2 of the show with Sabine and the mural, there was nothing specifically referenced in that way. It was more discussions about themes and tone that we had. Ending that quote right there. For one, I do believe this to be further confirmation that the mural scene that we see with Sabine in episode 2 of Ahsoka is not supposed to be the same one, the same exact, shot and everything. Of course, yeah, it is the same shot, but it's not supposed to be the same scene necessarily in animation and then referred back into live action. They're their own two separate actual scenes. And as I had also briefly mentioned there for a moment as well, I find it a bit hilarious, I think, to a point, that Dave Filoni mentions that this is its own thing. They treated it as its own thing, and you can very well see that, very much well so, but a lot of teases, rumors, and interviews had kind of mentioned that, oh yeah, Ahsoka is kind of just this continuation, this live action continuation at that, not only of Star Wars Rebels, but everything that we've kind of seen throughout the Mandoverse to a point as well. But yes, I can also agree with and see as to how Ahsoka does work as its own thing and as a new thing as well. The cinematographer also goes on to confirm everything shot for the show was in the final cut, specifically highlighting Grand Admiral Thrawn's debut, along with Hayden Christensen's return as Anakin Skywalker, as some of the show's coolest moments, saying that, in quote, no, I mean, everything we shot is in the final cut, and I mean, honestly, every episode that I worked on has such great stuff in it. The ones of that were given to me. I was more than happy with the content and the opportunities that I got to do. I mean, Thrawn's arrival and Hayden's introduction are some pretty cool things to be able to figure out, so that was pretty exciting, and I had my hands full with those things, but it was pretty great, and I'm glad that they were. And those other episodes that I didn't do, though, there were also fantastic things happening, obviously, like episode 5 and the finale also comes in mind, just really special. I mean, that quote right there. Also, mentioning and confirming and, side noting that, he wasn't the director of photography or the cinematographer all of the episodes throughout the Ahsoka show, only a number of them, but also giving us a little bit of an insight input here on as of to what it was like working on Thrawn's arrival and Hayden Christensen's reintroduction into a galaxy far, far away. Just being really interesting, awesome things to figure out as of to how that's going to come to life, really, in the Ahsoka show itself. Spielberg also noted that he didn't have any input necessarily on the footage featuring Ariana Greenblatt's younger version of Ahsoka in the flashback sequences of the Clone Wars, since he was busy with his work on episodes 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7 of the show, saying that, in quote, "I didn't have any input on that, to be quite honest. They were shooting that while I was shooting. Episode 4 and then the shooting of episode 5, there was a little bit of an overlap actually, so I had my hands quite full with the other things. But I was on set for some of that stuff, but yeah, I wasn't really involved with it as much as it would have been fun to be, though." Ending that quote right there. I find it very interesting that, some of the episodes actually for the Ahsoka show were overlapped with one another, and it does kind of go to prove that point of that, like, they can still very well make it work. Not to say that the Ahsoka show was rushed necessarily, but they definitely put all of their resources and all of their energy into working on this Disney Plus show, and it is something that very much did work. That isn't necessarily to say that it does work when you rush things, but in a sense, it does work when you rush things still to a point, if you are putting all the resources and all of your energy into it to really pull it off. I also quickly want to touch on as of what he said in the previous quote that we took a look at there as well, saying that all of the footage that he did shoot did make it into the final cut of the actual show itself, which is a very neat thing. All killer, no filler type of scenario, I think there. They weren't really wasting around any time, but it also does put a bit of a dampen on that. It lessens the idea of having any unused footage or any like deleted scenes of that nature necessarily, I think is what he was kind of getting at, which makes it a little unfortunate, but at the same time, it's great that they got everything that they wanted and everything that this show needed. Going on, the biggest challenge was establishing the look between the world between worlds for episodes 4 reveal of Anakin, asking the question, how do we shoot it as effectively as possible with it being such a big moment in the Ahsoka show itself? He says that, in quote, "But yeah, what they did was we worked a little bit backwards. What they were establishing in episode 4 was sort of the look of the world between worlds itself, is what we ended up adopting for the reveal at the end of episode 4. So what Peter Ramsey and I ended up doing was having just to figure out, like, how are we going to do this reveal? How are we going to shoot it? Dave Filoni and Quayan Tran, our other DP, director of photography, are figuring out what it's going to actually look like. But Peter Ramsey and I had figured out, how do we shoot it? What's the best, most fun way to introduce him? So that was really exciting to do, because we know that would be a big moment, particularly at the end of the episode." Ending that quote right there. There's a lot of interesting and fascinating things revealed throughout this overall article. I want to do a follow-up video with it. So let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Your theories, I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking into the regards of the overall Ahsoka show itself for one thing, as well as for what do you want to see in a potential Ahsoka Season 2. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.